Hi, I'm Chanthana Tsai, and I am a paid social account manager at JumpFly.
Can you share your professional background and what led you to JumpFly?
So, my earliest career experience started with print advertising. And then I was there for a few years before moving on to a big four accounting firm and fell into social media marketing, which led me eventually to JumpFly about almost 4 years ago.
Can you describe your role in the platforms you manage for social media advertising?
So mainly I manage Meta or Facebook and Instagram. It's our bread and butter of platforms. And I also manage TikTok, Pinterest, Snap, LinkedIn, a little bit of Reddit. Uh, Pretty much I am the day-to-day account person, the point of contact for our clients. I manage their budgets. I will come up with suggested strategies, come up with ideas to improve performance or maintain performance. Try to pretty much like keep their account healthy or to just, grow their account as well.
So, what certifications or qualifications are essential with working with these platforms?
Yeah, I would say that Meta Blueprint certification is essential. It was actually one of the questions asked of me when I was first interviewing with JumpFly. I think that it goes to show that there's an investment in learning. Meta has a lot of like great courses where you can learn about creatives or even measurement. I am certified with media planning. I think that I'm going on my third year of it or so. So we are certified every year. It pretty much, the clock resets after a year so that we're, kept fresh and up to date. There are other certifications available for the platforms, but I would say that essential would be Meta Blueprint.
Can you share an example of a unique strategy that helps drive success for a client?
So I have used this analogy before. I like to have promotional ads in addition to what we call evergreen or general. Those are the ones that may not be pointing out, like promotions like Black Friday or, short-term promotions, but they're going to be your general, like core ads in there. I often call them like your vitamins. Those are the ones that are keeping you healthy. They're the ones that are, just something that you need to survive. And then the promotional ads, they're sort of like candy. You might want to have them in just like smaller servings, and they are oftentimes like an injection of energy, of like something like sweet. I think just having that balance of evergreen and general ads alongside with just like samplings of promotional ads have worked out well for the majority of my clients.
How do you balance creativity and data-driven strategies in your campaigns?
Yeah, so I have thought of data as being the guide, and then creative strategies are going to be your inspiration. So when you're looking at data, you're looking for trends, you're looking for that those hard numbers because they're not lying. That number is going to be that number. And then for finding something creative, that's where you find that inspiration. That's where you can be a little bit more free flowing or like even take chances. That's going to be also the subjective part. So, there's going to be some clients that are going to be more data driven, and the creative piece might, peek in there every little bit, but you still need it because not everything has to be, guided only by data.
What's the most important element of an effective social media ad campaign?
Oh gosh, I think being curious is probably something that is going to be important. Taking chances, even, I think that taking chances is going to be a good element just because you want to be a little bit out of your comfort zone and then try something new. I mean, I'm not saying that like do something full-fledged, completely something different, but just being curious to seeing like what other strategies might work.
So, How would you adapt creative for different platforms like TikTok versus Pinterest?
So TikTok, I think that most people know that it's going to be video heavy. So certainly using that platform as a place for videos, whether they're entertaining, instructional, informational, show off your brand, um, show like behind the scenes. People really love to get into that content that makes them feel closer to the brand. When it comes to Pinterest, it make your content also discoverable, but also something that is going to be useful. People are searching on Pinterest for other brands and ideas as well, but it is going to be a bit more intentional. TikTok oftentimes, people might stumble upon a product that they didn't know about. And that's where a lot of people become famous, and ads are also being a lot smarter about that.
What's your process for brainstorming and testing new creative ideas?
Yeah, so I will say that just being open-minded and going back to that curiosity piece, asking questions. I will meet with my team and say, there is, a problem or something that needs to be solved. And we will brainstorm together as far as saying like, okay, where are you also seeing this come about? Or I'll even ask my clients questions. How, is your new product, going? I know that we just did a product launch. How are things going there? How are things going for, this part of the website that you just redesigned? Or what do you think of the new creatives that we just launched? I think just like having those conversations and asking questions and just being open-minded and curious, that's where it opens up into more brainstorming.
What social media trends are you most excited about, and how does JumpFly adapt and support clients throughout these changes in this evolution?
So I think that right now, what I really like and have been pleasantly surprised with are going to be more of that unexpected content. I was looking at Instagram the other day, and I, was watching this video about homes. And the video that came about was just unexpected. And it was humorous. It was, informational. I think that just getting beyond that comfort and just really just taking those chances. And with JumpFly, we have so many like really great creative minds that you can come up with an idea, and not every idea is going to be a great idea, but I think that having people listen and talk about it, and then maybe just come up with another solution or like come up with different ideas. I think that's something that has been really helpful, and also just fostering in that creative piece.
Do you see an upcoming trend or innovation that's somewhat formulating now that you think clients should prioritize in their social strategies?
So it's not an upcoming trend, but I think that it's something that should always be continuous, is brand building. So I was at the Meta Agency Summit a couple of months ago, and they were talking about brand building and how it can't be just, the beginning of your story. It should be something that is continuous. I was just talking to a paid search AM about this. And I said, even big brands like, that we have heard about, for 100 years or whatnot, they still have to continue with branding and remind people that they're still around or have them be on top of mind. So I think that's something that should be a priority.
What role do you think AI or automation will play in the future of social advertising?
So it's already here. It's already, being a part of even our ad builds. We use ChatGPT quite a bit for, our custom GPTs. And I know that I will even just go there for my brainstorming or just asking questions. Writing copy has been extremely helpful where, AI is being used. And marketing mix modeling is also a piece that I'm trying to understand and get comfortable with as well, because there's that machine learning and AI component to it.
How do you measure success in social media advertising? What metrics are most important to you?
So the metrics most important to me are going to be pretty much what my clients, think that are important to them, minus say vanity metrics. I'm not going to look at the number of likes that an ad has, but I do want to see if it's getting impressions or if it's getting like a low CPM. If it's a low CPM, then that's great, because then we're being cost effective. Of course, return on ad spend is also really important. Sometimes I'll take a look at CPAs also, just because we want to make sure that we're not spending too much to get those results.
Is there a success story that you have that highlights JumpFly's impact on a client's advertising platform?
So I meet with a client monthly, and we have seen some really great growth since they have expanded to another social platform. For a very long time, they were all about Meta, 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 Meta. And then once they just got a small investment into another platform, which was Pinterest, we have seen incredible growth year over year, even month over month. I believe that last month, when I was taking a look at their performance, their spend and performance on Pinterest has already outpaced what they've done on Meta. And each month when I meet with them, they said, "I'm so glad that you guys talked us into Pinterest." And it wasn't even me that talked them into Pinterest. It was a really great account that I inherited, actually, from our paid social director. And they have really seen like really great performance there. So, just having that curiosity and just expanding to another platform has been a really great win for this client and for JumpFly.
What's your approach to A/B testing, and how do you leverage results to improve performance?
I love it. I think that for a long time I was very intimidated by it, just because it makes it feel like it's so intimidating and scary and whatnot. But particularly on Meta, they make it really easy to set it up. I will do a test of different objectives just to get the client a little bit out of that comfort zone, and we will only invest a small amount. The bigger investment is going to be the time, and I tell them that. I say, you have to be patient. We have to have a couple of weeks in there. So I will take a look and say, okay, business as usual. This is what we normally do. But if we test against a different objective, here is what we can do. And I just walk them through it. And so far, I have seen some really great results, whether it is, hey, business as usual is good, or hey, this new objective, we're going to try it. We're going to keep implementing it and just do a small investment. But that investment in time is going to be important.
How do you communicate campaign performance and ROI to clients in a way they find meaningful?
So big on screen shares. Some clients, they really like the Google slide decks, very visual. I think that any visual medium is helpful, whether it is a screen share of the JumpFly reporting dashboard, or if it's a Google slide, or even on the interface. It's going to be dependent on how the client feels. Some clients feel very comfortable looking at the ads manager. Some of them would prefer slide deck with screenshots and whatnot. So it's going to be catered to that client. And we talk about how performance is compared to the previous period, or I will show them, here's some new ads that we introduced and we're already seeing some really great performance. Or we might say, hey, this is not doing that great. I'm going to pause it off now because I don't want to keep eating away into your spend.
Going to JumpFly's culture a little bit, what's something about JumpFly's culture that stands out to you?
Oh my gosh. I think that people are really funny. Just joking around to kind of like let off a little steam. You know, people are professional, people are buttoned up, but really for the most part, I think that it's just a really good, like relaxing, casual place because, you know, at the end of the day, we just want to service our clients. We want to grow businesses and we want to learn from each other. I will say that, you know, I will come into the office and I know that I'm going to have a good time because I'm going to talk to somebody who is going to make me laugh, or maybe the other way around, maybe I'll make somebody smile. I think that we are a really good bunch of people who have varied experiences, but really for the most part, we just want to do good work.
Why do you think clients choose JumpFly, and what keeps you passionate about working here?
I think that we show a genuine interest in their business and in asking questions. We ask a lot of questions and we will also offer some, you know, recommendations. I saw this and I thought of you. Have you considered this type of ad treatment if your graphic designer can create it? You know, we want to be there to just open up their eyes to something else because our clients are focused on their business and then we are their eyes and ears to other things that might be external. So, you know, that's just like something that I think, you know, just comes to mind.
So good communication is so important in your role. You touched on it before. How do you make sure things run smoothly with both clients and your internal team?
So take this as you will, but we're over communicators. Over communicators in the sense that I have a daily stand up with my team. It might be 15 minutes, it might be a half hour. It really depends on what we need to get through. I think it's a really good way to kick off the day. It sets the tone and just you know, checking in on each other, or voicing priorities or voicing questions and concerns. And then we also document things in writing. We do that also with clients. You know, we might meet with some clients weekly. We might meet with some clients monthly. Having those you know, meetings is a good way to stay in contact with each other. And then we will document things in call notes or emails. We like to do follow-ups to make sure that they are satisfied, or maybe we are, you know, waiting for a deliverable. And I think that helps them in knowing that we are looking out for them.
Do clients ever ask you about how platforms like Meta or LinkedIn work differently? How do you explain those differences in a way that makes sense to them?
So they do. I think that's more of that curiosity of, you know, I was looking at my LinkedIn and I was, you know, thinking of this, would I be a good fit? And that's where, you know, we can offer them, you know, honest feedback. The targeting piece for LinkedIn is something that might be very different than Meta. Meta, we like to go as broad as possible, or you know, we can still do some interest targeting. But on LinkedIn, you want to go as narrow as possible. You want to be really, really focused in, because if we have a certain product and you are you know, saying that you are this position, whatever it is that you might be holding, and it's not relevant to you, then that's going to be that wasted money. We want to be as focused as possible.
So to go fun, lighthearted, if JumpFly named a meeting room after your favorite TV show or artist, what would it be and why?
Yeah, we already have Seinfeld and Friends. I mean, Ted Lasso is another one, but also, oh gosh, if I were to go, you know, kind of like in another decade or a different decade, the OC is probably one. I think that the music from the OC is so good. You know, that might be an interesting meeting room to meet in.
Are there specific topics non-related to professional or work that you like to talk about with people, your team, or anyone else in the office?
Oh gosh. Well, I am a semi-retired marathoner. So if you were to talk to me like 10 plus years ago about running, I would probably like just talk your ear off about it. Nowadays, I really love the New York Times Games app. So I will talk about connections and spelling bee with another jump flyer, and even just ask, did you see today's Wordle or whatever it is? So more of those brain games are more my speed now.
What's one unexpected skill or interest that you have that your team might not know about?
Yeah, I can recite the Greek alphabet. I don't know if that's really a skill, but
What's something about working in social media advertising that might surprise people who specialize in other areas like SEO or PPC?
it is involved. It can be complicated. I think that we make it look easy. I think that oftentimes even our own clients will ask us to put up a post. We make ads that are going to be really working hard, and I think that there's a lot of steps. There's a lot of settings as well. It really truly is not a set it and forget it type of channel.
Is there a specific skill that you've developed at JumpFly that maybe you didn't expect to learn?
I can go into Shopify, WooCommerce, and figure, my way out of there and probably know enough to be a little dangerous.
Is there any advice you would give to somebody just starting out in social media?
Ask questions. And I'm going back to that other piece about being curious. Stay curious, ask those questions. I think also, don't be afraid to pitch ideas, even if they're not great ideas, just because there could be other ideas that come of it. And just, I would say like just staying curious is going to be a big one.
If you could leave one lasting piece of advice or insight for clients or colleagues about succeeding in social advertising, what would it be?
Let go of a little control. I think that relinquishing a little bit and letting the algorithm do its thing, being patient. I know that sometimes we'll launch a campaign, and admittedly, I do this. I launch a campaign and I watch it. You can't just watch things and think that something's going to happen out of it. Certainly, you don't want to wait too long. But just having that patience and having that trust and just learning from it, I think that's going to be key.
All right, Chanthana, thank you.
All right.